These are the Math 1140 notes. Chapter 8.2, we are talking about proportions. So we want to solve the proportions. We're going to carry our answers to 4 significant digits if we need to. First thing to remember is that this proportion is an equation. So let's take a look at A. It says x over 5, x divided by 5 equals 9 over 15. We know how to get x by itself. I am multiplying both sides by 5 or 5 over 1, however you want to look at it. These 5 cancels. I get x equal. Now I'm super lazy. I'm going to write the 9 as 3 times 3. There's my times 5. I'm going to write my denominator as 3 times 5. When I'm multiplying numbers, numerator and denominator, I can cancel. So one of these 3's cancel, the 5's cancel, I get x equals 3. That's what's left. B, this time I have a number in the numerator and denominator. And we've talked about multiplying by the reciprocal before. But let's be clear. If I multiply both sides by 16 and then divide by the 3 that's being multiplied by x, same thing. So we're not going to stress too much. X equals, I get 3 and 3, those cancel. I have an 8 down here, which cancels. I'm going to rewrite my 16 as 8 times 2. And I get x equals 2. We can always plug these back in, make sure they work. C looks a little different. Okay, now I know the book uses cross product. I will never ever use that because then we tend to get confused about where we're allowed to use that. So instead, I'm going to talk about clearing the denominators. I'm going to wrap this in parentheses. I'm going to multiply both sides here by my x plus 6. That gets rid of this denominator. Then I'm going to multiply both sides by 5 because that's my other denominator. I have cleared both of the denominators. I have 5 times x minus 1 on my left-hand side and 4 times x plus 6 on the right. I am going to distribute 5x minus 5. That now equals 4x plus 24. I am going to subtract 4x from both sides. Remember, the 4x is just a number. We can do operations with it like we do the digits that we're used to. I get x minus 5 equals 24. And now we're going to go ahead and add 5 to both sides. And I get x equals 29. So we are doing the same math we've done all along. We cannot solve for x while it's in the denominator. So we got to get any x's out of the denominators. We got to get x by itself on one side. So no magic here. D, though, we're going to talk about this a little different. I have 2 fractions. Now I can multiply both sides by 3 and get rid of those denominators. But bottom line is if my fraction is something over 3 equals something over 3, those somethings have to be the same. So if my denominators are exactly the same, I can ignore them. I can also do this all at the same time. 3x minus 2x is 1x. Negative 2 plus 2 is 0. 2x minus 2x is 0. And 1 plus 2 is 3. Always a good idea to hit pause and attempt these before you come back and check with the work. I am going to start by multiplying both sides by 3x minus 5. Actually, we're going to do this one a little different. Because they are proportions, if I only have the ratio on each side, if 4 over 3x minus 5 equals 18 over 12, then I should be able to flip those. 3x minus 5 over 4 is going to equal 12 over 18. This makes my life a little easier because I'm only multiplying both sides by 4. Let's see, what can we cancel? I got a 2 here and a 2 here, and then a 3 and a 3. Again, I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. So I only have whole numbers to work with. I get 9x minus 15 equals 8. I'm going to go ahead and add 15 to both sides, and 9x equals 23. Divide by 9, and x equals 23 over 9. These aren't always going to be super pretty numbers. Okay, just kind of obvious on F. Because now I have ratios, proportions involving fractions. So I'm going to start by flipping these over. X over 2 1/4, and just for fun, I'm going to write that as 9/4. Just because everything else is listed as a fraction. 4 9ths over what? 7/10. So I flip the fractions. Now I'm going to multiply by 9/4 in the numerator, which feels weird, 9/4 over 1, because that gets rid of this divide by 9/4 part. Notice what I have up here. I have reciprocals. 36 over 36 is 1 over 7/10. We can write that as 1 divided by 7/10. We never divide by fractions. We invert and multiply, so that's 1 over 10 times 7. And x equals 10 times 7. Last thing we want to do is find unit rates. And unit rates just means we are converting to something with a 1 in the denominator. These are our per rates. And we get those just by dividing. So if I take 495,000 and divide by 5,200, I'm going to get 95. And since we're talking money, I'm going to round to 2 places. $0.19 per 1 foot squared, 1 square foot. A lot of times you'll see it this way, 95.19 per square foot, same thing. Typo on H. Sorry about that. If we travel 1,500 miles in 2.7 hours, and notice here, I mean, really, if I were going to multiply to try to solve 1 hour times 1 hour, the 1 doesn't matter, the hours cancel. I get an answer in miles, and in this case, x is 555.56 miles. So we've traveled 555.56 miles in 1 hour.